Race 2. Hello, everybody. Saturday, turffontein. We're on the inside track. Second race, it's bipod time. Daryl Marie's got his bipod ready for us. We're going to go through the card in a moment. A beautiful weekend in terms of weather, anyway. Fortunately, most of the winter's behind us here. Certainly Gauteng, in any event. And some glorious weather coming our way. The start of the bipod around, 5-1. Let me give you an idea what Friday morning market was saying in terms of this race. And number 5, Midnight Flyer, was top of the boards at 8-10. But number 4, Miami Mountain, we've got a comment from the De Kock team, thanks to Betway, is a 22-10 second favourite to say that each way chance can't afford to be green because it's only 1,000 metres. But if not green, got an each way chance. They sound like they're on the up with that. And number 1, Jet Karari's next in at about 6-1. So hot pot about Midnight Flyer, but that might change with the talk for the first time at Daryl.
How are you, Clyde?
Good, and you?
Good, thanks.
Is that right?
Clyde, you know my uncle Naidu from North Dean that I've mentioned before? He sent me a screenshot. One of the viewers said I need to post photos of my actual bets. This is PG18, to prove I'm not talking cuck. Is that right? I must post my bets to prove I'm not talking rubbish.
Post what bets?
I don't know.
Your personal bets? Or
yes, my personal bets.
But it's the same as the ones you put on the TV, isn't it? On the screen.
If any bookmaker that I bet with can come forward and say, I don't take the bets that I tip.
Yes.
Please.
The one guy did say that the amount you spend on a PA is more than a monthly salary. Did you
I don't know
that?
about that.
Did you read that comment?
Yeah. Clyde, I banked at number 5, Midnight Flyer, in the opening leg. You can see he debuted up the straight over 1160.
Yes.
And he's coming back to 1,000 and he's going around the bend for the first time. But if you watch that debut effort, Clyde, he came out running. He pinged the gates. He was actually in front in the early stages of that race. So if he can do similar on the inside track, he may well get away from the first timer.
Yes.
Now, the dam of the first timer was actually the grade 1 winning. Well, she's a grade 1 winning dam. She won the Ellen Robertson, I think, for Mr. Johnson. What I do want to say, Clyde, is follow the market, because have a look who beat Midnight Flyer, Clever Trevor.
Yeah.
Clever Trevor's also trained by Mark and Matthew De Kock.
Yeah.
So they will have a line. If you're playing trifectas and quartets, I see some outside support for number 3, Banyan. But he's obviously bred for further. Yeah, Clyde. Bank number 5.
Okay, well, we're banking the 5, Midnight Flyer, depending on that from a bipod perspective. But there's quite a lot of talk about this baby, Miami Mountain. And there's support for another Louis and Schlapp or Schrudy. Or will it be? We'll find out. Number 3, Banyan. 17,000. There we go. The third race now. Maiden class field for the fillies and mares. And on the Friday morning, number 8 on the card for Jan Janssen van Vieren is Tempranillo. It's a first timer and it's priced up at 12-10. They've been nibbling away at open 2-1 apparently. And so there's been constant support for Simango Kumalo's ride. 7 Paradise Way is the second favourite at 14-10. And number 2, who is Masters Lady, is next in, priced up at 4-1. And then it's, I think, double figures about the rest of them. Do you know anything about this horse, Tempranillo?
Yeah, I just Googled it, Clyde. It's actually a kind of wine. I think Mr. Verners enjoys his whiskey, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He may well have to have a glass of red wine if she wins on debut. She's beautifully bred, Clyde. Being a sister to Barbaresco, who I think won very early in his career. Salino Peninsula, if I'm not mistaken, she won her first 2 races. So the family appears to come on early, and I'd follow the market closer to race time, because I believe the field that she bumps on debut, if she's got ability, she could well get it right. I think Mr. Van Vieren's quite confident in that she's sensible enough to debut around the bend. Clyde, Paradise Way. Excuse me, Clyde. Paradise Way. I'm not really a fan of that form line yet. It may well prove me wrong, along with other form lines in the past, but I'm a little bit skeptical. If you're using Dondoyaki as a line horse, there's not much separating number 2, Masters Lady, and number 7, Paradise Way. But closer to race time, we'll know if this favorite is fancied. Tempranillo. I think if she is, she could get it right on debut. But I'm sitting in the dark of here, Clyde. Unfortunately, there's no comment in the race card. So yes, I'm playing the safe route. I believe we'll treble up in the opening leg of the place accumulator.
Okay, let's look at the PAs then. We can go and have a look at what the story is from Daryl. Here's his recommended perm at 432 Rand. Middle stakes. Let's get on to race 4. It's over 1,000 meters again. It runs at about 2:05, and it is the start of the pick 6. We'll find out what Daryl has worked out for us from a pick 6 perspective. I can tell you that Friday morning, number 1, Karate Kid's the favourite at 22-10. Number 6, the Abdicator, second choice at 5-2. Number 2, Cosmic Star is 7-2, and number 5, Silver Tudor is priced up at 4-1. There's one other, 4 Sheldon, who's at 7s, and the other 2 are double figures. How wide are we going?
Clyde,
Sixes?
I originally had the field in the opening leg because I do believe it's very competitive, but the cost just was way too much. So I narrowed it down to 4 runners. Some people are still going to shoot me down in flames because my perm's 3,600. 36 Rand will get you 1%. Numbers 1, 2, 4, and 5. The horse I've left out is the Abdicator. He's my 5th choice. I was always of the opinion that the inside track on a fast run surface will probably suit him, but I watched his last start around the Gravel Bend, and I don't know how well he cornered. So I've got my doubts, Clyde. Silver Tudor, this horse, many will say is at his best up the Turffontein straight over 1160, but have a look at his form on the inside track. He's had 6 goes, he's hardly ever missed the money, and I think he's off the right mark, so he has to go into your play. I believe he's a little bit better on a firmer track. Sheldon, lovely effort last time out when Louis allowed him to stride up front. Just on his penultimate start, you can see he's held, Clyde. He was quite a distance behind Karate Kid. Same can be said with Cosmic Star. He's held on that form line, and he's worse off at the weights, but he gets stronger handling from SK this time around. Probably one of his better efforts to date have been or has been behind Dice over this very same course and distance. Just behind him on that occasion was a horse called William Robertson. But yes, Karate Kid, lovely effort last time out, Clyde. Yeah. This horse, I think the pen started to get the better of him. Yes. He was playing up terribly. Mr. Matchett put him away. Obviously, did a lot of work at the pens. And if he behaves himself once again on paper and on the ratings, he's certainly the horse to beat because he's even going to strip fitter. So I love his chances, but let's see how he behaves this time around. Clyde, 1, 2, 4, and 5 should suffice. If you want to add one other, probably number 6, the Abdicator.
Okay, and there's a look at that whole pick 6. You guys can make a note or scan away. Get your pick 6s on. Race 4. Let's move on to race number 5. This is a Pinnacle. It's over 1,600 meters. From a weights perspective, well, there's a whole lot of them involved. Yeah, the one that comes out tops but only narrowly ticks is red. The market on Friday morning got number 6 Money Heist as the favourite. It's 22-10. 4 Argo Alley is the second choice at 3-1. 33-10 about number 3 Fire and Flames. 2 Hotter Ruby 5-1. Number 1 Texan Red is currently at 6-1. Other in single numbers is Navajo Nation, who's at 8s, and 12-1 about the other runner in the race, who's We Can Go All Night. Another competitive race.
Very competitive, Clyde. I stuck to my pick 6 numbers with the jackpot. If you want to go wider, please include number 3, Fire and Flames, because he is my 4th choice. I want to touch on him, Clyde. He's a very, very nice sort, and he's never disgraced himself even against the best. Just based on his last run behind Argo Ali, I watched that replay several times, and Argo Ali was going away from him at the end, and now it's a mile. And Fire and Flames has yet to win over a mile, so whereas Argo Ali has. So I know there's a turnaround in the weights, but I've got a suspicion that Argo Ali can confirm that form. You know, this was Fire and Flames has actually tried 17.50 in the past on a wet track. So if he is going to get away with a mile, it's on a firm surface on the inside track. So please include him if you want to go wider. Argo Ali, this horse, I mean, he's absolutely flying since that break. I think he was 4.5 months off the track, came back, needed it, won again, and his latest win was most impressive. He's probably going to get a similar lead from Texas Red as he did last time out, and I think he can score a hat-trick. Texas Red, I'm very disappointed with his last efforts. I mean, he faded away to nothing. He needs to prove to me that he's back. I actually make Navajo Nation a bit of a runner here, Clyde. I think he's going to get a great run just behind Argo Ali. I know on paper he's probably going to be flat-footed because he even tried 3,200 last time out. But he's such an honest sort. This I think he possesses a turn of foot that can quicken up over a mile. So with 52. And have a look at the ratings. He's actually second best in over here. Well, joint second best in. So if you're looking for a sneaker in the pack, I'd say number 6, Navajo Nation, ticks all the right boxes. For me, Argo Ali, the one to beat.
Okay, Navajo's trying turffontein inside track for the first time. 4, 5, 6 in the first leg of Daryl's jackpot. Welcome back. Let me take you to the betting for the race that's about to run. Number 3, Top Division, tops the boards, 18-10. To the Last Duke, 4-1, 4-1 with number 4, Future Nair. Number 5, It's Personal, 4-1. And also 4-1, number 6, Brighton Brazen. 7-1 about the 7, Clearwood Rose. They've scratched the 1, Bourbon Reserve. And the 8, Blushing Bloom, are both out come Friday morning. Interesting, lightly raced horses that might need it, etc. But no shortage of talent here, I notice.
Lovely race. Yeah, Bourbon Reserve's in for next Tuesday. And if I'm not mistaken, Clyde, Clearwood Rose is in for next Thursday. Okay. So, Top Division's favourite, I think he's way too short in the market. Listen, he's done absolutely nothing wrong to date. He's having his handicap debut. He won on debut and then he got touched off by... got the feeling. I'm a little bit wary though. I think he needs to up his game once again, and he's capable of doing that. I just think his odds don't deserve to be that short. The Last Duke, Clyde, what lovely improvement from run 1 to run 2. If you watch that win of his, he's got such a beautiful action. I'm a little bit wary now that he's going around the bend. It looks like he's going to get a lead from Bright and Brazen, who's very quick. And if he handles the bend, I think he can win. His time wasn't that great, though. But from what I saw, he was very, very impressive. You're a form lines man, Clyde. Pull out number 5's form line. It's Personal. Now, everything from there is winning. We saw Hemisphere win from there. We saw Lonely as a Cloud win from there. We saw Sea Wolf win from there. And Yak steps out. It's Personal. Now, he's been over this course and distance in the past. With Muzi Yeni a few runs back behind Kindred Hearts, he was very unfortunate on that occasion. And I think when he got the gap very late, he was closing in firmly. Now, last time out, over 1,000 meters with the cheek pieces for the first time. Didn't get the cleanest of breaks, but he was staying on throughout the running of that race. And have a look at his rating. He's down to a 77 from an 80. So I'm probably going to be leaning towards number 5, It's Personal, as my top choice. Also got respect for Future Nair and Bright and Brazen. So once again, Clyde, I'd love to come on the show weekly and label a horse or two for the viewers, but let's try and make money on Saturday with the exotics.
Okay, we got that second jackpot up for you on screen. Okay, let's go on to our next event on the card. Welcome back, everybody, to Weighted to Win, sponsored by Betway, the leading bookmaker in the country. 1450 meters, race number 7 on the card, and it runs at around 10 to 4. This is a reminder about the charity mile, sponsored by Allied Steel Road, that does come up later on in November as we move in to the season. Let's have a look at the market, give you an idea on Friday morning what's going on. 3 to 1, number 3, Destiny of Fire. 5, Palace Dancer. 7 to 2, 2, One Fell Swoop. 9 to 2, and then 5 to 1 about number 1, Komi Boki. 5 to 1 also the 4, Across the Pond, and then you can get 10 to 1 and better about the balance. There are a few in the race that have got chances here, Daryl. I guess the question about One Fell Swoop is the distance, and see, she has won on the track before, but maybe the distance a bit of a concern.
I don't think
if you
so.
like it, no.
No. I think the dam was one of a 1200, if I'm not mistaken. But Clyde, being by Lancaster Bomber, maybe Chad got off last time out and said she stayed on all the way to the line. Let's drive her a little bit further. And now the blinkers stay off. They're stepping up to 1450. If there is going to be a track where she gets away with the 7 furlongs, it could well be the inside track. I think she's going to get the run of the race. Hikomi Boki loves to string them along up front, and if she can latch on, her rating continues to drop and she continues to finish close up. So I love her chances, Clyde. I think One Fell Swoop is going to go very, very close to winning.
Okay.
Hikomi Boki, unfortunately for her, the stable's very quiet at the moment. I think their last winner was back at the end of April. But Clyde, this filly, or now this mare, is at her best on the inside track. From a neat draw, Trent takes that 1.5 kilos off her back. She's going to break. If she breaks well, she's going to get to the front, and she can keep on rolling. She's very good when she gets to the front. She's most effective. So she forms part of my play. Then I have to touch on number 3, Destiny of Fire. Now, with the track running so fast and it being the inside track, I'm a little bit worried about the comments in the computer form. She's always stubborn. Well, not always stubborn, but she's sometimes stubborn and slow. And if she gives start away when they open the pens, Clyde, she's going to be on the back foot.
Yeah.
So
that's the worry.
That is the worry.
Yeah.
But obviously she has to be included because that was a lovely effort last time out. I think Cabello made a winning move when he switched her out, got clear, but the winner just kept on finding. And the two of them pulled well clear of the balance. I think there was 4 odd lengths back to the third place runner, hence her picking up a £3 penalty.
Okay. Well, the Booker are playing Saturday. Hikomi Boki maybe. Go start to finish. Who knows? 7th race, 1, 2, 3 for Daryl. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. We've only got a couple of races to go now. The 8th on the card is a handicap over the 1450 meters. Handicap that is at the 78 level. And let me give you an idea what was going on Friday morning. Number 8 on the card, who is Valentina Balducci's top of the boards at 3 to 1. 9 Heavenly Good is second choice at 33 to 10. 4 Cape Saffron's priced up at 5 to 1. 11 to 2 about number 1 Great Notion. And the 6 Fair Proposal is also priced up at around 6 or 7 to 1. They bet 8 to 1 and better about the balance. So the early favourites at this point in time, number 8, Valentina Balducci for Robbie Sage. They'll obviously be hoping that they're able to pull it off. But what about the source, Daryl, that I wanted to make reference to of the Magnus Stable Fair Proposal? Do you give that any sort of chance?
Um,
For Craig, with Craig Zaki on board?
You always find one to kick me out my perms.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm just asking the question, not today.
No, she must have a chance. I'll give her.
Stables, they're also hoping to come back to form. It's been a bit quiet for the Magnus Stable.
I think Mr. Magnus probably still working out. It's a first run for him. I think she'll be given a chance in the early stages and allowed to run on. If she gets there in time, I'm sure they'll be over the moon. Valentina Balducci landed a bit of a gamble last time out, Clyde. I believe a lot of money was won when this filly got up in the dying strides. Now, strictly on her dam side, she's going to love the extra because her dam stayed all day. I think she won over 2,400. It was a bit of a blanket finish. Surprisingly, Clyde, the fillies that ran second, third, and fifth, I think, haven't franked the form. But the fillies way further back, beat some 5 odd lengths, have. So those are the 2 winners represented in the computer form, Chantilly Dream and Surprise Party. So she could be anything. Let's see how she goes around the bend for the first time, Clyde. Excuse me. Heavenly Good, that form line wasn't done any favours when Lady Blunt ran a moderate third in a work rider handicap. But here's a filly that's done absolutely nothing wrong. She obviously learnt a lot from run 1 to run 2. She came out running last time out and she kept on plugging away. I'm a little bit worried about the form line and who she beat. But Clyde, look, she's set to carry 52.5 and she's only having her 3rd start. Who am I to say that she is not way better than that mark?
Yeah.
So I'd respect her chances. Can't Catch Me. I know she's slightly under sufferance, but she won well last time out. 52 to shoulder. She goes up front. She can keep on rolling. And then you've got the 2 that ran in the same race last time out, Clyde. Cape Saffron and Golden Aspen. Once again, I'm hoping Golden Aspen gets it right for the yard. They need to turn. And then Cape Saffron, also a yard that's slowly come into form. In her penultimate start, the stable was dead and she ran a close-up second. She should have finished a little bit close on that occasion. I'm of the opinion that she ran slightly flat in her second run after rest. So Cape Saffron has to be included in all bets. Once again, Clyde, let's try and make some money from the double. I don't think we're going to get rich, but we've got float to kick on with.
Okay, that's the last double. We've got 1 more to go. Now the last one, everybody, and it is a middle stakes over 1450 meters. It's the last leg of the pick 6. Hope you're all still running, and the last leg of the place accumulator. Let me have a look at Friday morning's market for you and give you an idea what Betway were thinking. Number 4, Press On Regardless, is priced up at 4-1. Here's the horse I like. 12 plus 4 is 9-2. 13, Paul Revere, no weight on its back, 5-1. And 3, Command Pilot, is trading at 8-1, with number 10, Spring Tradition, also at 8-1. It's 10-1 and better about the balance. Just looking on Press On Regardless for a minute. I mean, I'd say better stand side track, but he hasn't run poorly on the inside track. He's run very well, in fact, although he hasn't won, but he's run pretty well.
He's never missed the money on the inside track. And the reason
I like him is because of the way he moves to the gate. He just gives me the impression there's a lot of horse, a lot of power. I like the way he moved last time. If he's still in a good space within himself and his sound and all that sort of stuff, I think he'll win. But what do you think?
So is this your punt for the weekend?
Yes, this is it. I'm going to have it.
Okay. Why don't you just say it like that,
What about
Clyde?
bottom weight? I'm worried about the bottom weight that you're going to tell us all about.
If you're going to punt horse, there should be no worries.
No,
Clyde.
I'm
You must
worried
go into
about-
the race confident.
I want to hear what you say about Paul Revere.
You know, we work with a gentleman called Cameron Leisha.
Yes.
And he likes to have a punt. And then 2 minutes when they're at the pens, he comes up with all the excuses why the horse is going to get beat. So don't fall into that trap.
That's why you're listening to everybody.
Now, Clyde, yes, one can argue that he's better off, he's better on the stand side track. But like you say, he's done extremely well on the inside track. David's done a great job with this horse, and he's got enough gate speed to overcome that tricky draw and get into a prominent position. What I do want to add, though, Clyde, I think that was quite a bit of a hefty penalty for his latest one. 3 kilograms. Let's see how he goes. I'll give him a winning chance. Number 2, Silent War. I've always rated this horse, and I find it very, very interesting that Tony's given him a slight rest, freshened him up, and brought him back over 1450. I've seen this horse show a tremendous turn of foot. So maybe this sort of distance can bring out the best in him once again, because He's never disgraced himself, but he's better than his recent form. Number 12 plus 4. If there's ever like a tailor-made track and trip, it's the 1450 on the inside track for him. And he landed the gamble a couple of runs back over this course and distance from a 1 draw. So he's going to sit quietly. Well, not he, but Serena's going to sit quietly on him wherever he comes out and probably get the run of the race. Last time out, he was trapped wide around the bend. 1200 is too short for him. So off 52 kilograms, tongue tie goes on for the first time. Yeah. So he's your biggest danger, Clyde. You're gonna be following.
Not Paul Revere. I thought he was.
No, you're gonna be following the horses with the black silks over here.
Yeah.
And then Paul Revere. Let's see how that form line's worked out. So yeah, that stable's also flying. What's that? 49.5 to shoulder. Quicken up beautifully last time out. The previous form line, the previous race represents his form line, Golden Aspen and Cape Saffron. But with that sort of weight, it will be not wise to exclude him in the exacta box that I've tipped.
We wonder how the track is played because by this time it's the last race if you're watching. Or those of you who join our WhatsApp group, you would have got it earlier. Obviously to note how the track plays. Last week it was quite fast. They went to the front and stayed there. 2, 4, 12, 13 is what Daryl recommends in the exacta box. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one.